Is it weird that we're listening to the intro and you can hear a pin drop basically?
Yes. Is this playing through as well?
Yes.
You want me to stop it?
Yeah, you might as well.
How low was it?
Very.
How low can you go?
I don't know, man. I can't tell. It sounds loud in my ears.
That's okay. Hey, that's even better. That's all right. I love it. It makes it that much more special for the evening.
It does. Welcome everybody to the MNC Mornings special Patreon podcast. Again, this is the first time we're trying this, so if there's something you'd like to see or hear, or topic, or we're gonna make these and give you guys a little bit more notice and things like that going forward. The problem was we had Easter and things like that, and it sounds like I'm in presentation mode still.
Yeah, it still sounds like you're in. I was gonna say, I hear a lovely echo. Sounds like you're talking from Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
There it goes.
So anyway, it is cool to come back and do this show for you guys. And this is one of the many perks of supporting us on Patreon. It helps us to put the show out on iTunes and Google Play, and it helps us give away kick-ass gifts and things like that. Mooch, what's up, bro?
Not much, man. I'll tell you, I can't even hear Google Play without hearing Noof do Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
The minute you say Google Play, I think about that intro. No, this is great, man. It's good to be back on at night, too. I haven't done many podcasts in the evening in a while. And, yeah, there's actually, believe it or not, crap, it was funny. I said to you earlier, I said, what's our topic list? What's going on? And I thought you were going to come back with Bupkis, but there is a decent amount of stuff that happens. That's what's great about your Xbox Nation, to plug your show for a second, is Wednesdays are just a pivotal night in the weekend, or excuse me, during the week, that so much news goes on Monday and Tuesday. I'm looking forward to talking about what's been going on, and I'm hoping that our Patreon folks, by the way, I want to take a special second to say thank you to all of them. This show is for you guys.
Yeah.
And you're making a lot of things. As a matter of fact, one of the things you'll be making happen even more is the intro will come through louder because we'll have fancy software.
Yeah.
That's one of the,
That's a nice slap in the face.
Oh no, it's not you, Jay. Jay, it's not like you. It's not like you're playing the orchestra. We got to get better software. We need tools, and that's what the whole Patreon is about. So yeah, you're making this better, and hopefully we're making your week a little better.
Yeah. I mean, hey Jay, how's it going, man? I know you're super excited about this game. I keep seeing him post about this Wonder Boy game, and I've never heard of it.
I can't believe you guys have not heard of Wonder Boy. Are you guys like 12 years old or something?
No, but wait, here's my question about Wonder Boy. Is this like that? See, Jack Black made a song called Wonder Boy, and it's from Tenacious D. Does this have anything to do with it, or not at all?
Honestly, I haven't heard the song, and if I heard the lyrics, maybe I could tell you that. But but I'll give you a little brief history on Wonder Boy. So Wonder Boy was a game that was in the arcades back in the 80s, and then when I think the Sega Master System came out, they released Wonder Boy for that. And you're in the original Wonder Boy, you were a caveman on a skateboard. Do you remember this at all? Does it ring a bell?
No.
So you're a caveman on it's a side scroller, caveman on a skateboard, and you're throwing axes at snails and whatever and collecting fruit. Okay, that's how old this game was. Then it evolved and it became Wonder Boy in Monsterland. And then that was kind of like a Metroid-esque, Metroidvania type game where you would travel from place to place. You would upgrade your armor and your swords, and you would fight monsters. There were probably 5 games that came out in the Wonder Boy series, but one of the best ones was this one called Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. And what happens in this game is that Wonder Boy fights the dragon. The dragon then curses him after he beats the dragon, and you become a dragon yourself. But during the series of the game, you get to become different types of creatures. You get to be a little mouse who can climb walls. It's very Castlevania-ish as well. If you remember one of those games, Castlevania 2 or 3, where you become a thief and climb the walls.
Yes.
Well, it was very similar, where you can change your appearance, and you would gain certain abilities. So they've modernized this game where they've used hand-drawn animation. It is gorgeous. It's one of the most gorgeous games I swear I've ever played. And
how much is it?
$20.
Jeez, $20. You know what I got for $20 today? I got Voodoo Vince Remastered, and I also bought the first episode of Telltale Games Guardians of the Galaxy, which was absolutely phenomenal.
So you got them both for 20?
Well, that's $5 for the Guardians of the Galaxy first episode, and it was $15 for Voodoo Vince.
Wow.
So
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I have to admit.
What would you say Voodoo Vince reminds you of? Like, what game can I applaud Jay for saying that his game of choice, Wonder Boy, it reminds him of a Castlevania-esque. What about that one though, Crap?
Voodoo Vince is like kind of a classic platformer. It's got like a Pixar kind of quality to it.
It reminds me of a Banjo-Kazooie.
Well, I think it's a little bit. Banjo-Kazooie was a little bit more open world than this. This is pretty
linear,
pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's like there's pretty much only certain things you can do, but it's like, you go to a stage and then there's certain things you have to do to progress past that stage, right?
Right.
And there's certain, it's got a lot of platforming in it. It's got some elements like where you're flying a plane, or an element where you're in like a mine cart and you got to switch from 3 different tracks and avoid getting hit. And then it'll speed up and slow down. It's got I played it for a few hours today, and it's like I was having so much fun with it.
Does it have a difficulty setting, Crap, or no?
I don't think it has a difficulty setting. I think some of the stuff is difficult. Like some of the enemies are more difficult than others. But I think that it realistically is for everybody. You know what I mean? I remember Phil Spencer talking about it, saying like that was like the first game that his daughters beat or something like that. So that's why he enjoys that game so much. So I mean, it's got some puzzles and stuff like that you got to figure out. Like they're not too hard though. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, and they throw like I said, they throw so much gamer score at you that I think it's well worth it. Like $15, and they already said if it does well, they'll get a sequel. And I told that to Hellhammer, and he goes, "Oh, so no sequel confirmed on that."
Well, what I mean? Yeah, I mean, and I don't blame Hellhammer on saying that, but I mean, my whole thing with this is I'm actually shocked. I was shocked to see the Xbox community not only buy it in droves, but then the people that do reviews for games, they all gave it thumbs up and said it's a lot of fun. And I think I know you said it was fun and you like achievements. Now, did you look at the achievement list, Crap?
I didn't. I just started playing it, and then within the first hour, I think I had 120 gamer score.
Right.
And then where I'm at now, I have over 200.
And you're probably only a couple hours in. Right?
Yeah, I'm like 2.5, 3 hours in. But yeah, it's like you get gamer score for every level you beat.
Yeah.
You get gamer score for collecting certain things. I mean, it's just like pop. You get them. You get gamer score for using the trolley, 20. You know what I mean? It's not like little dinky 5s or anything. It's like they throw 20s and 15s and 30s at you. So
you think if you just run through this game, not really trying to achievement hunt, you're going to end up with about 600-700 points?
Yeah, I would say
okay.
That would be the case.
Well, first of all, that's fair. But I mean, getting past the achievement thing for a second, I think you said it earlier today, Crap, and this is where my hesitation on buying Voodoo Vince is. There's just only so much time, and like, I mean, here's the thing: there's not a lot of new games coming out in the next 2-3 months, but I mean, there's a lot of backlog games, right? And all these sales keep coming up every week. And I mean, Jay, Jay joined our Dead Island group. I mean, we still got Dead Island remastered and Dead Island Riptide remastered to play through. That we use it as a joke more than anything.
I forgot how much fun that game was.
That game's great.
It is. It's amazing. I only hate the odd gamer score that it throws at you. 8.
That's not right. Yeah, that's not right. I got a problem with that too. Yeah. I mean, but other than that, I mean, there's also here's Mooch's dilemma. Okay, I've got Dark Souls 3. I'm about 60% through. I've got Diablo 3, which I just started again. Actually, believe it or not, shout out to him. I don't know if he's going to be here in this one, but Xbox Junkie and Beard I want to do a season playthrough with them on a new character. I still have BioShock 2 and Infinite to go through. And I know Crap's response to this is going to be very good, but nonetheless, I'm going to do this rundown. I still have to finish Horizon Zero. Who gives a shit? And then I got what else?
I told you you'd never finish that shit.
Yeah, that game is just really boring. I'm not going to sit here and bash the game because people who like the game, that's fine. But I'm just really surprised, Should I be though? Not sure. Am I that surprised that the media gave it the blessing that it did? It's just the same. Here's the thing: the game was done very well. It's just that it doesn't interest me. It's Rise of the Tomb Raider, with dinosaurs. I don't know. For some reason, it just didn't. It's not holding my attention. I guess is what. There's so much to do. Yeah, that I'm like, why? Yeah,
but it's so beautiful, Mooch. You should just play because it's beautiful.
Listen, and that's, Jay, I'm glad you bring that up because to be honest with you, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Like that's all I ever hear about this game is how beautiful it is and how it's the 4K it's the 4K example for the PS4 Pro. Like, come on.
That's what they say. But you know what's funny is I had Hellhammer, which by the way, those that don't know, like see on the download, I was like I let Hellhammer kind of have my old PS4. And so I was like, take a look at this, Hellhammer. Here it is running in 4K mode. Do you notice a difference? And he's like, no. And I'm like, now look at it. Any difference? He's like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's him. And he would try to troll me if he could. But and the same thing. I'm playing like MLB The Show, which is a really good game. But I'm switching between like the 4K mode or the other two modes, and I just don't notice a difference. Like,
I don't think there's much.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? The problem is that the PS4 Pro is a resolution box, meaning, yeah, they might be able to get you some higher resolutions, but it's just higher resolutions on the 1080p images.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, you could take Mario 64 and put that at native 4K, and it's still going to look real blocky and bad. Right. So if you're just like Horizon Zero Dawn's a beautiful game, so you have it at a crisper image and it's going to look better, but it's not going to be the 4K textures and all that kind of stuff that, like what we see with that Forza image. That is game changing, in my opinion.
Right. I agree. That's a game changer. When you see the way that the textures, especially as they file out all the way down, as you're looking at further cars out or actual, screen images as you farther down, as the Digital Foundry guy said it way better than I did. But nonetheless, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for more true life, more realistic looking games as we move forward. And Horizon really, to me, just looks like a prettier version of what the PS4 was doing anyways. And it's not much better. It's really hard to catch with the human eye. So I don't know. Personally, that game, but I'm not even talking about the aesthetics of the visuals. I'm talking about the actual game itself. It just doesn't hold me. Believe it or not, Crap, I know this always makes you chuckle, but I'd rather play Nihon than Horizon. I mean, it sounds awful, but I mean, listen, the thing about Nihon that I kind of like, and Crap will probably want to take a bathroom break while I go through this, but Nihon is very much like the old games, Crap, that we played, where let me just go back to the old Castlevania days when we were younger. Okay, not talking about Castlevania if you pop the cartridge in right now and played it on your old NES. I'm talking about when we were kids, or the Ghosts and Goblins, or the Bionic Commandos, where we had to keep playing a certain area over and over until you just mastered it. You learned the ins and outs of the game. You learned the ins and outs of the enemy, how to pick up the certain items that you need to defeat him, and the order to use your inventory on the enemy to get past the sequence. There's just a lot of that Nihon has. Yes, there's times I just last week I was playing and I almost beat the first boss. Yes, the first boss. I don't put a lot of time into it, but when I do, I just had to shut it off. I'm like, this is freaking hard. I see where it's going. I see the path, but I'm like, my God, this game is frustrating. And every time you die, Crap, just like when we were younger, okay, the enemies are all back. They're all back. So it's not like you're like, all right, I died. Let me just try this guy again. So two things happen. Not only do the enemies all respawn back, but you also get dinged in your inventory on health potions and other valuable increases to your inventory to help you fight these creatures. So it's just a very difficult thing. But that ran aside. It's just a lot more fun for me to play a game like Nihon than Horizon, where it's like, okay, like you said, can you do me a favor? Go grab 13 corn husks and then come back. And you have to fight two little dinosaur things and you come back and you're like, thank you so much. I'm so glad you got that for me. But now I got the corn husks and no basket to carry it in. You're like, what?
No basket to carry.
So I'm like, what?
It is like this is the thing that I had with Horizon Zero Dawn. It was a lot of some bad voice acting. It had some of the googly eye problems that people had with Mass Effect, but nobody made a big deal out of it. And it had a lot of fetch quests. Like we made fun of it a lot on Xbox Nation with Dealer Gaming, where the people are like, my spear, that dinosaur ran off with the spear. I got a bum leg. You got to go get it for me. You know what I mean? There was a lot of that. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of that. And so it was like, I burned through the game. It wasn't like a game where I was like, man, I gotta get back in there and play. You know, it's just a game where it felt kind of like, okay, well, I'm this far. I got to finish this game. You know what I mean? And to be fair, it did actually give you some decent amount of trophies. Like I remember beating Uncharted 4, and I think I got 16 trophies. Like that's bullshit.
That. Yes.
Yeah, it was bad. Like I got like well in the 20s, maybe even 30 trophies for Horizon Zero Dawn. So I thought that was pretty cool. And you know, I dig like the female character aspect and stuff like that. But it was really just Rise of the Tomb Raider meets Far Cry Primal.
Yes.
I didn't think it was absolutely like phenomenal or anything like that.
You know.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
you know what? Oh, speaking of backlog, I was just gonna say, like, speaking of backlogs, man, like I have the BioShock collection as well. I bought Marvel Ultimate Alliance collection from the game sale. I had bought that Power Rangers beat 'em up game. Now I have Voodoo Vince. Obviously, I bought MLB The Show, which I really like. You know, we also.
Well, can you explain this to me, Crap? How many games have you played in that now?
I've played. Well, I'm doing the show mode, which is just like your single player mode, where you create a character and then you're in the minors and you're trying to work your way up to the majors. So I've done 2 seasons in that mode.
Have you found any difficulty? Is there any difficulty? Like, do you understand that I started my season. Of course, I'm a Mets fan. So I started the season, and just like, you know, it follows this year's Mets schedule to a T. So I played the Atlanta Braves. Crap, I won 35-0. That's not normal. What am I doing wrong? There's no easy, hard, or anything, is there?
Yeah, there is. There's like rookie, and then there's different settings and stuff. I do it and not only that, but you can switch up how you do the pitching and the hitting and things like that to make it more difficult. Like I do like some of the classic ways where you don't like some of the hitting is difficult where you have to line up the little thing over the ball where it's at. I'm like, screw that. So what I do is I just pick the more classic where you just kind of swing and then directional which way you want to hit it, you know. And then the pitching, I found it a little bit too difficult to mess with the meter and stuff. So now I place it and then you let go of it at a certain time and then it does the pitch for you. And I've got that down to a T. So I really enjoy that. But the season thing or the show part, which is where you're just trying to work your way up through the minors. Yes. You like my guy's mid relief. So actually he's a setup man is what he is.
Yeah, so I only playing like for 3 minutes.
Yeah, like he literally will come in. I've been in for 1 out before, and then that's it. You know what I mean? And then you go into the next game or the clubhouse or whatever. Like, and I even told because I have an agent in the game, and I was trying to be a closer, and I had 33 saves the first season. The second season, I only appeared in 8 games, and they traded me to another minor league team. I was like, what the hell?
Do you get to pick your position?
You can pick your position, yeah. And I wanted to be a pitcher, but I wanted to be like a closer because I thought that'd be cool. And I've got like a 96 mile an hour sinker. So I was like, I'm a hell of a closer, man. And I've only given up 2 runs the whole game. Like most of the time I just strike everybody out. You know what I mean? Because I got a 97 mile an hour fastball too.
A couple of my friends are big NBA 2K fans, right? So they do that same process that 2K has where you're, you know, developing talent and athlete, and you go through college, and then you get drafted, and you have an agent, and the same thing. But see, in basketball, it makes more sense because even though your player will learn as he gets promoted through his career, like you're a forward or you're a center or you're whatever. My point being is in baseball, like you said, you want to be a pitcher because I don't want to play left field and the ball comes to me twice, right? So it's like first baseman doesn't do anything but stand there, so you have to be a pitcher. And like you said, if you're a reliever, that's like a waste of your time. So my thought was to play the way we used to play when we were younger and we had sports games. You play through a season as your team. Now in baseball, that's 162 games. Of course, they give you the ability to fast forward through a couple of games if you want.
Yeah.
But I mean, I won 35-0. That's not normal. So I was like, how do you make the game more difficult? And I didn't see that option, but I guess if there's a rookie or a pro, I'll change it to pro. But I don't know. Those types of things about sports games. My favorite thing about sports games back in the day was playing against your buddy. So I'd rather play against you or K Mega, or I think Tim Dog said he was going to go get it. I'd rather play you guys in that game versus just having a career.
Yeah, everybody I know has the game, so like I guess it's just like getting together and playing it. And then today, like I said, I was spending most of the time on like Voodoo Vince, and I beat Guardians of the Galaxy, and like I'm still in the Mass Effect. I still haven't beat that yet, which I really enjoy that. I got Yooka-Laylee, but I haven't played more than 15 minutes of that. And then I noticed Hellhammer downloaded Lego Worlds, which is a game that it's kind of like Minecraft but Lego-ish, and like a story and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, we got that. Plus, I have all those Resident Evil games, even 7 that I downloaded.
Oh my god!
God, you gotta play it.
You gotta play 7. 7 is really good.
Did you beat it, Jay?
Yeah, I beat it.
It's good.
It's very good, and I've never beaten a Resident Evil game except for Code Veronica.
See, Code Veronica was damn good though.
Yeah, that was good, but I mean that was Genesis. That was Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. Good man. You played the Dreamcast, Jay?
Damn right. I still have it. I have my original Dreamcast here, and I have
one. Do you have?
I have the light gun. I have the keyboard. I have the mouse. I used to play Phantasy Star Online on dial-up. Man, I was a big Dreamcast guy.
That's respect right there, man. Really. Like Mooch, did you have a Dreamcast?
I did. I didn't have many games, I'll tell you that much. It was also during the what was the Dreamcast released years?
1999.
Yeah, no,
really?
I was 2000, and it died 2001.
Those were the college years, crap.
Yeah, I was a little bit younger, but yeah. So that was. I got the Dreamcast when it came out. That might have been the first console that I bought myself. Yeah, that might have been the first one. And I remember the reason was I saw NFL 2K on it, and I was like, man, because at that time you have to remember we only had PlayStation 1 and we only had the Nintendo 64, and those look real blocky. And when you first saw NFL 2K, I was like, wow. And then they let you like play online. That was my fascination with online gaming, even though it was dial-up at that time.
Yeah.
And it was pretty bad. But then once I got like an Xbox and broadband and stuff in like 2002, at that point, it was just like, I never looked back.
The Dreamcast did get a broadband adapter.
Yeah, you can't. It's super expensive now. Like, I guess there's still people that like release games and
a lot of homebrew stuff.
Yeah, a lot of homebrew stuff, and there's also like ways to work around servers. Like, I guess there's still people on like Phantasy Star and stuff like that. So like that's super interesting. Like, I have mine. I don't have my original one because that one broke. Yeah. But I have a Sega Sports one, which is the black one, which I think looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one looks absolutely fantastic. You know what was cool about it was if you have a CD burner, you can literally burn any game.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah, I know. J-Dub.
I was obsessed with that back in the day.
Yeah.
I met a lot of friends online, actually, in the forums, learning how to do this and getting the proper CDI files. And
yeah. Hellhammer did all that stuff for me. It was pretty cool. And then I used to love playing like Gauntlet because that's like a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Or like Zombie Revenge.
Gauntlet was a fantastic game.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like Blue Warrior is now Pojo. You know what I mean? We just have so much fun with that game, and he was just a kid.
But you have to admit, like, when I first got my Dreamcast, the first game I went out to get was Soul Calibur. And to this day, that game holds up. It is so fast, and it's still gorgeous, even though it's a little pixelated. It's still a gorgeous game, and
game too.
The animation, like the motion is
Let's
so
talk
cool.
about this for a second. Not only are we going down nostalgia lane, but hear me out for a second. The thing I think is really important here is I'll speak for myself, and you guys tell me if you agree. When I was younger, I played the game until I beat the game. And that's the problem that I have. You can call it, I don't know, the new words these years, or people go, oh, I got anxiety from all these games. It's not anxiety, but like I have this fulfillment that I have to complete is when I get these games. That's why when you're like, come on, Mooch, pick up Voodoo Vince, pick up this, pick up that, pick up this. This is all coming out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You're like a used car salesman. And I'm like, I can't buy all these because I've got all these other games I haven't beaten. And I sit there every night and I look at them and it's cumbersome. I'm like, holy shit. I mean, there's a lot of games here that I've got to go back and still beat. I mean, I still have to beat, Rise of the Tomb Raider, for example. Like, I haven't beaten that game
How the
yet.
hell can you not have beaten that game? That game's amazing.
Because I keep trying to do every tomb.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
don't do that.
I'm trying to do everything you could possibly do, and that's what irks me. That's one of the things about Horizon that irks me. Like, as I keep walking by, anything I see that's a collectible, I'm like, I must get that collectible. I must get that collectible. And it's not even about the achievement. It's just it's in my path. So I do that, and that's why I really enjoyed Resident Evil. It was a game that I was able to go through, and yes, it's linear, but no, it's not, because it's kind of a back and forth.
There's a lot of exploration.
Yeah, it's traditional Resident Evil too, right, Jay? Because it makes you go back. That's like when you leave I'm not going to spoil anything, but when you leave the house, you have to go back to do things.
What's so crazy about that is that when you do leave the house and you realize, oh my God, there's so much more than the house.
Yeah, when you're doing the house for so long, and then you're like, whoa, there's all this. You're like, holy shit, you know. And I picked up the DLC, which had two different volumes, and I think there's another one coming out later this year. And I did the first volume. I didn't do the second one yet. And it's trippy. It is just trippy. It's creepy. The game is just so well. Honest to God. So last year, I told everybody this. Last year, Doom was my sleeper pick of the year. That I bought it. I knew I'd like it, but I didn't think I'd love it. And I actually contemplated the other night, if I didn't have all these other games that I was halfway through, I was going to try and go through it on Nightmare. Whatever the hardest one is after you beat it.
I have to admit, I haven't finished Doom. I got to the last.
Well, I beat Doom on hard, which is the hardest one you can. And then once you beat it, it opens up. I'm calling it Nightmare, but it may be called something else, whatever it is. And I was going to start it over again on that. But then I said to myself, crap, now tell me if I'm right here. Isn't Doom going to be one of the 4K 60 games?
Yeah, that's what they say. That's one of the ones that supposedly was doing that because it's a Bethesda game. You know what I mean? Like, and I have Doom too. I just got to the part where I went to hell.
Yeah, so, you got. Well, did you go to hell the first time?
Yeah, I think this is the first time.
You go back to hell like twice after that. But the game. My only beef with Doom, and I played the crap out of it, so it wasn't like I made it drag on. The game was very, very long. I thought it was very long. I thought it was a little too long, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
that's where this whole share play thing that I think the PS4 has. Microsoft needs that because there are a lot of games that I love. For instance, Batman Arkham Knight.
Okay, good example.
Great game. I hate the Batmobile. I'm stuck on a Batmobile level. If I could get someone in there to get me past that level, I would continue to love that game. But those certain aspects of games that get
so when you play,
are you stuck on the level where you're trying to do the Riddler thing where you got to go up the wall?
No, I'm stuck on that level where all those friggin' tanks are shooting at me and the guy in the sky is shooting at me at the same time, and I can't survive because I'm in that goddamn Batmobile.
Huh. I'm in that goddamn Batmobile. I hate the Batmobile too. It's pretty bad.
I like the game. Supposedly we're going to get another Batman game. But it's made by the people that made Batman Origins, which they're okay. I like that game a lot, actually.
Yeah, but you know, my only reason I say that with a little bit of a Debbie Downer attitude crap is, you know, now you're going to get a game it's basically just going to be Arkham Knight again.
Well, they say there's going to be it's going to be a prequel to Arkham Knight. And a prequel to some of the other ones, I guess. I don't know, because obviously the end of Arkham Knight doesn't leave you much room to play with. So it's going to be kind of a prequel territory again, and the Batmobile is going to be in it, but there's going to be no combat mode realistically. It's just going to be for getting around.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's what I would have preferred. Like, don't stick me in the Batmobile and don't let me not get out if I don't kill everything on the screen, because that's not going to happen.
Yeah, they really kind of forced you to like use it, and it was kind of cumbersome for some. So I completely get what you're coming from with that. I like the game still, but it was like I don't think it was as good as Arkham City and
Arkham City was awesome. I beat it. I loved it. It was just well done. For some reason, Arkham Knight's beautiful. I mean, it's a gorgeous game, but it seems cluttered. It seems compact. Like the whole thing is just so tight. It's just, I don't know. I just didn't. It didn't mesh. Or maybe for me, it was a little bit. I played so much of Arkham City, I felt like it was just more of the same.
You know what? I played Arkham Asylum 4 times. I played it when it came out on the 360. Then they had Game of the Year version on 360 that had different achievements, so I got that. Then I had it on PS3, and then I had the remaster, and I beat that. Arkham City the same. I played it when it came out on 360, played it on PS3, have the remastered. Haven't been to the remastered on that one yet. I did beat Asylum, but not City yet. Right. So, yeah, I'm looking to kind of maybe in my backlog too.
Well, you're helping me out then, Crap, because I was talking to Beard and Junkie today, and I've been playing way too much Diablo. Do you understand that I beat Diablo 3 on PC, bought it for the 360, and you know this is so not me, right? We were talking about like how I buy games and things like that. I bought it on the PC, bought it on 360, bought it when it came to Xbox One, and now I just bought it again the other night because it was on sale for $19 digitally because I had it on disc. And I just wanted to have it on my Xboxes, and I just feel like it's a game that just never gets old, and they keep adding content to it every freaking 3 months. So it's like it's an old game, but it just keeps giving and giving and giving. I love the game. I mean, Crap, you know what's funny? I always bring up Diablo 3, and you don't ever say anything good or bad about it. What's your take?
I've never played it. I own it. I bought it on 360. I got it physically. I bought it on sale for $5 one day, like a couple years ago. And I've never actually been around to play it.
Hellhammer on Xbox One?
No, Hellhammer does, but he has it physically, and so I've never played it. He said it's great.
He get on, man. Jay, you have it, don't you?
I have it, and I haven't finished it, but I love playing it when I play it. I only like playing it with people, and it's hard.
Right. I've beaten it with the Witch Doctor. I got to level 70, 72 or something like that, whatever that is, and then you start getting there's a different level system after 70 or something like that.
I'm playing the Monk. I love the Monk.
The Monk I still have to do because I did the Monk on the 360, but it didn't transfer over, so I didn't get to bring my 70 Monk over. Oh, so now I got to do a 70 Monk and I got to do a 70 Demon Hunter.
No idea what you guys are talking about.
Well, there's 5. So there's 5 or 6 characters, right, Crap? So there's 5 or 6 characters, and as you basically, if you complete the game, you'll get to level 70. Okay, so an achievement. I'm not saying you have to achievement hunt, but an achievement is to get all the characters to level 70, and you get it's a massive one. You get like 100 or 150, or I don't know what the hell it is. It's a lot. Anyways, you'll get that achievement. But I've gotten so far. I've got like a wizard at like 43. I've got a Jay, what's the new character? Not the necromancer that's coming out.
The demon hunter?
No, the guy who's like huge. He looks like the barbarian, but he's a knight.
Oh shit, I don't know.
Anyways, I got him. He's at mid-level. I got like 3 mid-level. I got 1 at full, and then I got 2 I haven't done anything yet, and that's the demon hunter and the monk. I did the monk on 360, but it didn't transfer. And Crap, you may go like, what are you guys talking about Diablo 3 so much for? But Mike Ibarra, Beard, these guys have been talking about it on like Twitter for like the past 2 weeks. Like they're hardcore, but they're all playing it on PC, you know. And I'm not gonna. The minute it came to Xbox, I was done with the PC version.
Yeah. I know like GKB is like they're doing like quote unquote seasons and stuff.
Yeah,
like
seasons.
That, like
you can play the seasons, you know, and that's what I've actually of all the Diablo I've played, I've not played any of the seasons. So, but it doesn't matter. Each one is like its own brand. So they're on like season 10. So I had mentioned it today and. Xbox Junkie was like, dude, he's like, consider it done. He's like, whenever you're ready, we'll start season 10. And season 10 means you start a character from scratch and you go through it. And there's like they've added so much stuff to the original game. So it's almost like you're playing it all over again, brand new. That's my point, Crap. Like the game doesn't get old. So, but yeah, there's I don't know where we were starting from this one, but Diablo is just a game that if anyone hasn't tried it yet, I recommend it.
It's just like, you know, I've got so much on the backlog right now. It's like, I don't know, would it be a situation like when I was like, yeah, get Dead Island remastered, you know what I mean? Which is kind of an in joke because finally we got to play it one time.
We played it once, and then me and Jay played it for a couple. We played it for a couple hours, Crap. Then we tried to get you, but it was a late night.
And then you and Bam
played it. Yeah, me, you, and Bam. Well, Bam, did Bam have it?
Oh, maybe Bam was just in the party.
No, Bam was just in the party, so it was just me and you playing. But yeah, the game's built for 4.
Yeah.
So it's you know, like you can get over the bugs pretty quick in that game because it's just fun. Even if the tasks get a little bit repetitive, you know, go to my hut and pick up my bank card. Big deal. You do that 20 times. But it's beating the shit out of zombies for hours on hours and like killing them with everything you can find and craft. It's just so much fun.
You know what's interesting about it though is that it's so compared to like Dying Light, it's so slow.
Well, yeah, Dying Light. I mean, you're all parkour. You're running and jumping,
right?
And you're on the rooftops, and yeah, they're similar, but they're different.
Right. Crap, you got I know you got some hot topics you wanted to discuss.
I do. You know what? I just wanted to mention that, like, when we were playing Dead Island, we were getting that pain in the ass achievement where you're trying to kill the zombies barehanded.
Oh, that's right.
Me and Butch are just going around punching the zombies and running out of stamina. Like he was sitting there. He goes, "My guy won't punch anymore," and then a zombie comes and like tackles him, and you have to like pull him off. Like that. That's what's fun about that stuff when you're just kind of having fun with friends and stuff.
Yeah, we were like trying to get. The other thing is that they're only giving you 8 gamer score per achievement. So we got so pissed off. We were like, we need more. We got to find out more achievements so we can actually round our numbers back out. And we decided to go with that one first. That was one of the first achievements we picked. And speaking of achievements, guys, let me do a side note here. Do we have the ability currently to take our achievement tracker and put it in the corner now? We can do that, right?
Yes.
That party overlay crap, and I saw your video today, a good video on that. Me and you were just shooting the breeze about it in the DMs. That's probably one of my favorite additions to what they've added to the Xbox UI and UX, the Xbox abilities to be able to see who's talking to you. Because when we're in large groups, and it happens, you did a good job pointing out game night, but it's really truly like whenever like we get going on a night, like the other night it was no game night, it was no nothing. It just started out with me and Bam, and then 100 jumped in, Livewire jumped in, K Mega jumped in, the Don jumped in, Bam was there, and everyone's just talking, and it's great to be able to see the icon pop up. Of course, all those guys I knew, but there was a few others that popped in that I didn't know. They were people who were friends with other people in the group, and it would be so amazing to see who's talking to you. That party overlay is a huge addition. It brings the multiplayer space to the next level, in my opinion. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do, and I did a video about the update as well, just because I thought that was awesome, right? Like they're getting all this stuff ready to go in time for Scorpio, so I think that that's hugely important, and the overlays are much better. Like, and I even mentioned in the video, I'm like, okay, this is great because like me and Mooch will do game night, and you're in a full party with like 16 people, and maybe 6 or 7 of them, and people are like, I'm a Mooch maniac, Mooch for president. And you're like, who the hell said that? And then now you can see, or they're like, I'm a crapaholic. I love Crapgamer.
To anybody who's going to catch this on the Patreon early, just take into consideration, if you're not aware of it, whenever we get a lot of calls and we get to hear a lot of things behind the scenes, whenever anybody calls for Mooch, it's always like, we're a Mooch maniac. Don't forget that. Woo, set that guy on fire behind you. Do it. You know what I mean? Like, it was a crazy, it's almost like there's a fraternity party going on in the background. And then whenever somebody calls for crap, it's almost like it's somebody from the 700 Club on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, greetings. Hey. Welcome to the 700 Club. we're fans of Crapgamer.
This is Pat Robertson.
Yes, we're crapaholics. How are you? You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. We love every one of you guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's just so funny the difference between the two, because I see the Mooch maniacs are eating beers and crashing beer bottles over their heads, and the crapaholics are like knitting sweaters.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I do find it funny. You know what? I get a little bit of shit from people now though, because I did the one video about how I thought it was a mistake for Microsoft not to hold a pre-E3 event to show off Scorpio, right?
Yeah.
And people were like, "You're so damn negative, Crapgamer. Why are you so negative?" It's like, look, I'm just thinking about this logically. I'm excited. I'm getting Scorpio day one. All the games are going to be better on that. But from a perspective of I want to see this thing be successful and and that kind of stuff, and is E3 going to be amazing? I think just temper your expectations, because I think Scorpio is the thing that they're thinking is amazing.
Right.
The main problem is they can't show off Destiny 2, Red Dead 2, Call of Duty, or Battlefront 2. So it's like, what are you going to show off? Like, to me, that's a bit of a downer that they're not going to be able to show off the big multi-plats that people care about. And people, I guess, they get testy because so many other people, some people have told me, well, crap, the reason is because you're like this beacon of hope for the Xbox, and you have been. And I get that. But if I sit there and just go, everything's hunky-dory and I have no reservations about this E3, then that's a disservice and that's just bullshitting. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do that.
No, I agree with you. And I think your point's valid. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're right or wrong. I'm not, because you make some great points. I personally don't find it to be that much of a big deal, except for the one concern. You did bring up one point that I would say, if they started doing rehearsals and they found they're a little short on software and they had to throw in the hardware because they had to eat up some time. I mean, but that's just, here's the thing. Think about it, crap. When the Xbox One, okay, in 2013, yes, they did do a pre, but the Xbox One S, they didn't do a pre. They did it at E3. And they did it quick. I think what Microsoft's trying to say by not doing the special event is the Xbox Scorpio is part of the Xbox One family, just like the S. And they don't want it to sound like it's a new console because it's not, right? I mean, it's not. And when Sony did their PS4 Pro announcement and they showed it to no applause and nothing happened, it actually hurt the product because people were confused.
Yeah.
They couldn't show the 4K beaming through over YouTube or any direct that they were doing. So Microsoft may feel the same way, being like, here's the box, here's what it does, and from where you're looking at it, you're still looking at it on a 1080p television in your home or on your computer. And my point being is, I just think that they figured Sony bombed with their extra showing of having a reveal. Maybe they just want to do it so it's just like, bang, look at how sexy this thing is. There's the sexy price. There's the sexy machine. Here's the games. We're out. Drop the mic. You know, and I don't think that they're limited to 90 minutes this time. I think this time around, Microsoft, I mean, it could be 90 minutes. I just think that they're going to go a little longer because that gives them the ability to show Minecraft and HoloLens. It gives them the ability to show a VR that Todd Howard and his company have been working on for Fallout 4.
That kind of leaked
right
today. Yeah. Like, apparently Microsoft was trying to work something out with Oculus, but that kind of fell through.
Right.
And so now they've been commissioned AMD, who the AMD president leaked in their investor call that they're working with Microsoft on a VR headset for Scorpio. So yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, like, that stuff doesn't translate well to the stage. And so I just thought it'd make more sense, do a 30-minute thing where you show off, you know, your VR, your Minecraft, your Scorpio. You don't have to name a price or date yet, but you know, you can actually show some games on it, because you have to think of the fans that also maybe just bought an Xbox One. Millions of people have the Xbox One S. So you don't want to screw them totally over by showing everything running on Scorpio and make those.
Okay, guys, let's be honest. Phil Spencer's going to walk out on the stage. He's going to cue his intern that was at a PowerPoint presentation 5 seconds before that. He's going to point to the screen. The screen is going to say $3.99, and then he's going to walk off the stage.
That would be awesome. I think that would be great. But he's still going to have to show. It's like, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, what are they going to show on the stage, third party wise, right? It's like they're going to show the new Splinter Cell, right?
Right.
But what else?
Yeah,
like that's the thing that I'm like, maybe that's why Scorpio's taking the time, and it makes people depressed because it's a bit of a downer. I get that, but
it does look like they're going to have Assassin's Creed, right? Crap.
Maybe. I mean, we haven't really seen any. They haven't even really confirmed that that's coming this year, but I mean, it could be.
Yeah,
that's always been a Sony thing. But maybe Sony didn't want it since they have so much other stuff going on.
Well, allow me to play devil's advocate here, crap, because no one's ever, you know, here we are, we sit here, we point the finger at Microsoft all the time. Is there any possibility at all that you're seeing all of these Sony deals for third-party games that are coming out this fall because maybe Sony's first-party games are all getting pushed back because they're not ready?
Some stuff could be. But I have a feeling like Gran Turismo is going to come out, and probably
Gran Turismo. I mean, come on, it's like telling me Dig Dug's coming out. Who cares? Nobody gives a shit about that game. Nobody. Like, to be honest with you, even Forza fans are like, I mean, are we not race card out? Project Cars 2, Need for Speed, Need for Speed 2.
I'm not race card out when it looks like Forza does when I saw that screenshot, man.
That's fine, crap. And don't get me wrong, I hear you, but all I'm saying is, so what do we know? What do we know for sure is coming out first party Sony this year? I'm pretty sure the answer is nothing except that Uncharted thing.
Yeah, that's coming out in August, and then supposedly, like I said, Gran Turismo, maybe Spider-Man, and maybe God of War.
God of War is not coming out this year. That's my prediction. I'm saying that's not coming out. Last year, we saw Kratos walk a half a mile with his son and throw a rock. How's that game done? Right? I mean, how's that game done?
You're right. I mean, look, I'm not denying that fact. Like, maybe it doesn't.
It took Jaffe 3 years to make Drawn to Death, and the game is just linear garbage. So, I mean, come on. Listen, all I'm saying is this. We got to stop giving Sony too much credit. They're going to get the third-party games. That's no-brainer. I mean, it's signed in ink. We saw it, okay? It's over with. But maybe they went for two reasons. A, to combat Scorpio, but B, the fact that they don't have any first-party games. Detroit's not going to be ready. God of War is not going to be ready. The Last of Us doesn't even have a second character yet. There's nothing happening. There's nothing happening. They're broke over there. It takes them forever to come out with a game. We saw Horizon 3 years ago. It just came out, or 2 years ago.
Well, the thing that I'm saying is, I think if they didn't have anything for the holiday,
right,
that they wouldn't release the Uncharted DLC, which is supposedly 8 to 10 hours in August. I think they would have maybe put that more in November territory. The fact that they're putting it in August probably means that they've got some stuff coming out this holiday, and it makes sense. You know, the fourth year in, that's usually when Sony kind of gets their act together a bit. So it wouldn't really surprise me, and they know Scorpio's coming, so they probably got the jets on. As far as I don't know for sure, but the Disney representative did say that Spider-Man game would be out this year. So there's that. I mean, who knows? But again, you're going to have like the Darth Vader PS4 Pro or whatever, and the Call of Duty is back to boots on the ground being shown off on PS4. So Red Dead, like if that comes out this year, that's huge for them. That could be pushed back to next year, but they're saying this year. So I don't know.
That is big for them. I mean, Red Dead, I just, for a company that's as broke as they are, I don't know where they're getting like.
Well, you have to spend money to make money, and look, they're playing defense to avoid offense, right? Like, hey, let's scoop up all of these marketing deals and prevent Microsoft from showing them off, right? Like, basically, whenever people see commercials with these games, it's going to be PS4 logos and PS4 footage, like that Battlefront 2 footage, PS4.
I know, I saw it. That was the shocker. I think we both agreed with this.
Yeah,
we needed one. We needed one, and that was the one.
Yep, that one would have been huge. Like, I get what Phil's doing. Maybe they're trying to cut costs so they can give it to us for $3.99, and that'll be cool. But you have to show stuff off, because I hate to say this, because I'm a big fan of Crackdown and stuff like that. But those aren't huge games that are going to make people want to run out and get a Scorpio. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's not.
They just aren't. Like Halo Gears, but not the ones that they have left. Like State of Decay is cool. Crackdown is cool. Forza 7 is cool. Sea of Thieves, can't really talk about that, but I don't think any of those people are like dying to go get a Scorpio for. So
I agree with you. And for some reason, I'm echoing.
Yeah, you are echoing. We're both echoing.
Yeah.
What's up with that, J-Dubs?
Jay, are we in studio?
It's just studio.
Is it better now?
No. This is pretty cool, though. J-Dubs probably wants to go take a piss or something.
I like how his icons just stuck up.
Yeah, because he put his mic down without muting it.
Oh, that's what we're doing. We're hearing ourselves through his mic, probably.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Good. That's awesome. Good job.
This is MNC Evenings, folks.
Yeah.
Okay? The full production
is an experiment. This is really an experiment.
what was that, Jay?
That was you know what? I don't understand why my settings are changing the entire sound of everybody, because I'm just kind of going and I'm testing a couple different things while you guys are talking. It shouldn't even affect you guys, but it is.
Yeah. Well, way to mess with settings while we're in the middle of a podcast.
Yeah, but I'm not even in control of this podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Jay, you know what's funny? Jay just reminded me of Crimson Tide. There's no better time to throw a drill than during a fire in the galley. He's doing a drill.
I'm sure the recording will come out perfect anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it will. Like the fans love it. So I figure we'll do one more topic before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Halo Wars Definitive Edition releasing on Steam. A lot of people are kind of upset about that. Like for me, it's a 9-year-old game. Yeah, it's a remastered version, but I don't have a problem with that.
No,
Vince released on Steam too.
Well, crap. You said it yourself. I think last week you said it on our show. You said Halo Wars 2. You said it in the top 10. It just no one's playing it. Nobody playing the definitive edition. Nobody cares. So Microsoft's, hey, wait a minute. Wow, we can actually make another maybe 30-40% off this thing. Throw it out there.
Yeah, like they aren't. Like Steam to me, it's still Windows. Like it's not Windows Store, but you still need Windows.
It's Windows, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they have other things too, but I'm fairly certain that that's like a Windows thing or whatever. And it's still, if you buy it, you support Microsoft. So at the end of the day, who cares? Like, who cares? I couldn't care less. Like Windows, Steam, whatever. If it's not on PS4, it's not on Switch, we're good to go.
I agree. I agree with you 110% on that crap. I mean, realistically, I'm over the whole PC thing. At this point, Microsoft can release it on anything but PS4 and PS Now, and I'm happy. I don't really care. As long as they keep their products to Windows or Xbox consoles, who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes them money at this point. So that's just the way they're going. And Sony's going the same route.
Yeah. I agree 100%, man.
So
100%. So
that argument's dead in the water.
Yeah. So if you're one of those people and some have come to me going, oh man, it's all over. They're putting stuff on Steam. I'm like, it's not a big deal.
It's really not.
Relax. Sure. It's all right. It's all right, folks.
It doesn't bother me in the least. And to be honest with you, I have barely touched Halo Wars 2. It's just that RTSs really aren't my thing.
I like the story. I did. I thought the story was a hell of a story.
I agree. No, the game is good. There's no doubt about it. It's just not my cup of tea. And I mean, that's the thing. I mean, not every game can be everybody's. It's just the way it is. But even if somebody says to you, what do? You don't have any TVs in your house. I read books. Well, even if you look at somebody who reads books, they're not reading science fiction and biographies. You know what I mean? And this and that. I mean, they usually pick one theme. Even people who smoke cigarettes don't smoke all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Somebody who smokes Camel Lights isn't going to go hit Cools later on today.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's just the way it is. Like we all have what we like. Different strokes for different folks. So the fact that RTSs are not console built, that's one thing. Now, and I'm going to tie this back to the Diablo thing. People thought that they could never have a Diablo type game on a controller, and they were wrong. And I said that. I'm like, well, wait a minute. You're telling me that ASWDX spacebar F2, F3 does something, but I can't just press that same thing on Y, X, A, B, or R trigger or L trigger? It's the same thing. Why can't I just, so... And I of course I was right. It was like when we were all kids and we said ain't would eventually be a word. To anybody who's under the age of 25 and you've realized that ain't has been in your dictionary for a long time, it wasn't in ours. That was not a word when we were growing up. Now ain't is a word.
It was non-grammar. They were like, use grammar.
Yeah, use grammar. You get like penalized for using ain't. Now ain't
There's
is
no
like
such word as ain't. That's what they used to say. And now it's like
now bills in Congress have that word in it.
Where I live, people say it all the time.
Yeah, ain't true.
That ain't true. That ain't a road. That ain't a rattlesnake.
I mean, we've all been saying it, but we used to get criticized on paper. My point being is that people said those things couldn't happen, and I mean, Microsoft even proved the point that RTSs can exist, but the genre that group is not there. The customer isn't there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Here's the thing, right? They made an RTS that works really well on console.
Yeah.
But they put it on PC as well. So the problem is PC players like a different type of RTS. You know what I mean? That's really a console specific one, and it doesn't translate well to what's going on compared to the other PC ones. so they aren't really happy with it. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, like that whole play anywhere, let's cater to both, like that thing's all a bunch of garbage to me. Like, it's stupid. I get why they're doing it, but I think that they thought it was a little bit more they thought it was more of a megaton, if you will.
Megaton.
Yeah, they thought it was a bit
megaton.
More of a megaton. Yeah, then it is. I don't consider that to be a megaton at all. Like, play anywhere, and I've literally, like, you know, like I have Voodoo Vince now that could be downloaded on my Windows PC. It's waiting for me, but I never will.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm never gonna download any of that shit. So, all right. So with that, we're gonna wrap up our first Patreon podcast, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. We're gonna be doing these a couple times a month. We'll give you more of a heads up next time. Eventually, it will get released probably on iTunes in a week or two, so you guys can download it and check it out there. Anything you want to close with, Mooch?
No, man. I mean, we do have a stream coming up Friday on my Beam. We have not decided the game. We were talking about it earlier, crap. We didn't decide, but that's okay. We're going to be doing that 9 o'clock, 9:30 on Friday nights every week. So definitely go to beam.pro /the mooch and follow me on there. Let's get this thing going and make this this Beam thing a reality.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be great.
Yes, sir.
And what about you, J-Dubs? Got anything?
Not really. I'm still building my xboxgamerpicks.com site. It should be ready soon. Like I said to people the other day, I'm trying to get things working on mobile phones, and that's the biggest hurdle when you're designing websites these days, is making it responsive for everybody to be able to, you know, access it. So that's almost done. I would have liked to actually give a little demo of it tonight if we could have, because I probably could have shown a little bit of it, but I understand we're pressed with time, but maybe next time.
Yeah, no problem. Are you going to be able to do our outro or what?
Well, I'm not going to have any sound.
Oh, okay. So there is no outro, folks. But you know,
we can all have the outro.
Yeah, I mean, you just can make it up in your head. It's gonna be great, folks. We'll continue to get better with this. I promise. It'll be well worth your Patreonage. Patreonage. Yeah, that's a word, right?
Absolutely.
And we'll catch you guys later. Again, we're streaming Friday night on Mooch's Beam. It'll be hopefully all decorated with MNC morning shit, so you guys can enjoy that. And then we're going to be doing MNC mornings this Sunday on Mooch's channel, so come check that out, and we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.
And I promise I'll have everything working by then.